Hey fam, welcome and welcome back. I'm Vina and this is Full of Joy, where I share my wellness journey, and more recently here I've been sharing my wedding planning journey. So in this video we will have a follow-up from the last video, which I went to go see wedding venue for you. Was it number one? For you guys, I believe is wedding venue number one. For me, wedding venue number two, but we'll circle back on wedding venue number one, the actual wedding venue I went to go see first. I will circle back on that at a later date because that's going to come up again. So just wait and trust the process, okay guys? So I'm actually filming this video well over a year since I've seen this venue. So bear with me because I couldn't find my documents. I guess I threw them away of my initial quotes from this venue, but I'll give you as much detail as possible. No shade towards this venue. I love this venue, but I'm going to give you my opinion on the whole situation and why we did or did not go with this venue for our weddings. Also guys, bear with me. I am on the tail end of like a sinus infection. It had me down bad for about a week now. So, but I really wanted to get this content out because I promised myself that I was going to be more consistent in 2024 with a lot of different things. So yeah, I just wanted to give that quick disclaimer. All right, so last I talked to you guys about was the wedding venue we went to go see. Me and my best friend Alicia, she went with me to go see this wedding venue. I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys know now that we did not pick this wedding venue. We did not pick this wedding venue. If I remember, I'll put in over here a clip of what it looked like. It was gorgeous. It was in my ideal area of where I wanted the wedding. It had the hotel connected, but it was still missing some pieces that I wanted in my dream venue. And also a lot of things was not included in the price. So I'm going to start from top to bottom. So the venue itself, gorgeous, brand new venue. I think it was built or completed like in 2019. 2018, between 2018 and 2020. So it's pretty much a brand new venue. The name of the venue is Hyatt Place Riverfront Events, and this is what they gave me, and all their information is on their website as well. So it is a event space that is connected to one of the Hyatt hotels, which is called Hyatt Place. So yeah, I found out about this. I think I was just Googling all-inclusive wedding packages in my area, and that was one of them. I currently reside in Philadelphia, so this is one of the closest event spaces. This event space is located in Wilmington, Delaware, right outside of downtown, like on their riverfront. That's why it's called the Riverfront Events. So yeah, I saw pictures. I liked what I saw, so I went ahead and used, I believe, their online portal to get some information about them and to see if I can schedule a walkthrough, which I did, as you can see, and I loved it. I loved everything about it. I was blessed to actually see the venue kind of set up as it would for a wedding because they were actually having a wedding that day. So that was great to see. The event host, or planner or coordinator that I worked with was stellar. Everybody I talked to, the customer service was amazing. Felt great talking to them, communicating via email and in person. Everything was great. I loved when you walked in to the event space. It was like a living room type of situation where guests can come in and sit and chill during cocktail hour. I love the flow of the building. So if you can see, like, it goes from the living area or I don't know what you would call it, but let's just call it like the lounge area to the hallway, which is tons of room to put like different treats that you wanted. If you wanted to put your favors. I love the layout of how the cocktail hour would be. I loved the actual hall itself. So it had it was one big event room, and it had a partition in the middle. So during the ceremony, they put all of the tables and chairs on one side of the room, and then on the other side was the area where they would have the actual ceremony if you chose to have your ceremony there. After the ceremony ends, Everybody would come out during cocktail hour, and then they would remove the partition, and all the tables and chairs would be distributed through the whole room for the reception. So, yeah, it was beautiful. I love the outside patio area. We was going to choose to have an indoor wedding, but the patio area, you can also have a wedding out there, weather permitting. And I loved how like everything was kind of like on location. You can have your photo ops there because it was tons of options for you to take pictures at outdoors. Even in their indoor common areas, like you can take pictures in the indoor space when you first walked in. I didn't show pictures of the actual hotel, but there was areas in the hotel that you can actually take pictures at as well, like their little common lounge area. They have like a bar area, of course, in the hotel rooms. And like I said, outdoor on the patio as well as on the riverfront. And that's not just that space where I showed you outside on the riverfront is not the only area that's on the riverfront for photo ops. The riverfront, I don't know how many miles it spans, but there's other areas where you can take pictures as well. And there's also local parks, and different other smaller venues in the area that you could also travel to take pictures as well. So yeah, the possibilities for that was kind of limitless. We were originally going to opt to have a morning or early afternoon style wedding, so a brunch wedding. So that's what we initially went into, and we wanted to have it on 4/20/24. So it would have been a Saturday wedding. So going into this, I already knew the prices based on what they had online, but there were a few additional fees that we were not aware of. So one of them being a gratuity fee, a service charge fee, and then if we chose to put our deposit down using our credit cards, which we were trying to do because we wanted to accumulate points for travel. But if you did your deposit with your credit card, then they would charge you additional fee on the remaining amount of your balance. So not only do you have a service charge on the actual initial deposit, but then they also give you that same charge towards the remaining of your balance, even if you're paying cash or check, which I didn't like either. With all that being said, let me give you a glimpse of how much we were looking at. Ultimately, we decided to go from the Saturday brunch to a Friday evening wedding after we talked numbers and we talked about our guest list and how essentially with a lot of these places, no matter what, you have a dollar amount minimum. So even if you do not have the set amount of guests that would give you that total dollar amount, you still have to pay for that dollar amount, right? So it didn't make any sense to pay for a Saturday wedding to have X amount of guests that we didn't want to invite all these extra guests just so we can have that Saturday wedding. So we decided to move it to a Friday wedding so we could have a smaller amount of guests that would fit more into our budget in that dollar amount. Because like I said, even if those guests, even if we didn't invite those guests, let alone if they didn't show up, we would still be having to pay for them. So it didn't make any sense to us to do that. So we decided to move it from a Saturday brunch style wedding, which had, I think, a minimum of 110 to 120 people, to a Friday evening wedding, which I think the minimum was like 90 people, I believe. So I will give you the figures on the Friday evening for 4/19/2024 right now. So again, all this information is on their website. And again, I loved this event space. It just wasn't feasible for our budget, and I will let you know not what our budget is quite yet. Once this whole wedding planning series is over, I will let you know our budget, what we actually spent, and what we would do differently if we would. So this is the ceremony pricing only. For an indoor ceremony, it's $750 and that's for up to 170 guests. If you chose to have an outdoor ceremony, that is double the price for $1,500, and that's for up to 200 guests. And that price includes your wedding ceremony rehearsal, your wedding ceremony, and if you choose to have an outdoor ceremony, that includes white chairs. The wedding packages includes a 1-hour cocktail reception, 4-hour wedding reception, plated or buffet style dinner, custom wedding cakes by one of the bakeries that they work with, complimentary champagne toast, standard open bar, and you have the choice of 2 signature cocktails upon request, a bridal attendant and event captain, choice of polyester table linens and napkins. So they had an array of different colors. Complimentary room at the Hyatt Place Hotel applied to the night of the wedding. So the night of the wedding, you got comped a hotel room for you and your significant other. And special rates for wedding guests. So basically for the hotel attached, you would get a special rates for room blocks for your date and time of your wedding. Now, all pricing is subject to a additional 22% service charge, which was not on the website. So walking into this, I did not know those numbers. So there's 3 different wedding packages. It's the romance package, which starts at $125, the forever package that starts at $140, and then the brunch package, which starts at $115. We were going to go with the romance package, and that would have been starting at $125 per person for a plated dinner, and an additional $5 for a buffet style, which personally we wanted buffet style, I believe. Which is funny because usually buffet styles is usually less expensive because they don't have to have as many servers out to serve each individual person and table. With a buffet style, you know X amount of people have to be at the serving stations to serve the people, versus having all these different servers out on the floor at any given time to give you your food, if you have any issues with your food, to go back to the kitchen, all that jazz. So let's crunch this math super quickly right off the top. We have, and this is just for the wedding ceremony and reception. No extras, no favors. This does not include transportation. This does not include additional lodging. So for like the night before and the night after, if you wanted to stay at the hotel. This doesn't include wedding dresses, shoes, none of that extra stuff. This is just the amount, how much it would cost just to have the wedding at this location, as well as your reception. Okay, so let's crunch the numbers. We have $130 per person for 90 people. So let's just do 90 because that's what I told them. That's $11,700 plus 22% plus, I believe it was 11% charge. I could be making this up, but let's just say 7. Let's just say we go in between and say a 9% charge for the thingamajiggy. I'll put it on the screen if I come up with different numbers, or I'll insert another sound bite or something. But dang, I wish I really had that information, but I'm sure I'm through it out. I'm pretty sure at this point, because it's been so long, I don't have access to the quote that they gave me, and I'm pretty sure I had printed it out. If I find it, I will be sure to include it, but I'm pretty sure I got rid of it because we opted to go with a different avenue. So I'm just going to say an 8% charge for using a credit card. So let's just say plus 8%. That is not. Oh, that is right. Okay. Plus the $750 for the actual ceremony itself. So that ran about $16,200. So $16,200 just for the wedding ceremony and reception. $16,000. Let's just say $16,000. Estimated $16,000. It could have been more than that. It probably would have been a little bit more than that, actually. I feel like it was running towards more on the between $18,000 to $20,000 mark when I had the actual quote. Of course, I can't present that to you right now, but that wasn't in our budget. It wasn't in our budget to spend that amount of money just on the wedding ceremony and reception, because we still had other things we needed to do. We still needed to book or finish paying off our honeymoon. We still need to find transportation. We had to include lodging for me for the night before, him for the night before, and his friends or whoever wanted to stay over for him. Of course, they may have pitched in or chipped in for that, but we did not expect them to, because our friends are doing a lot for us on the back end. You know, if you're a part of a wedding, you know how all these little things add up between getting your dresses or tuxes, planning bridal showers, bachelorette parties, bachelor parties, or vacations, or like little getaways. All those things add up really quickly, so we didn't expect them to. So yeah, that $16,000 does not include what I said: transportation, lodging, honeymoon, dress, suits, hair, makeup, nails, toiletries, favors, and a host of other things that you may need. Decorating, because they did not decorate. So it didn't include decorating, flowers. So you see how that whole pile right there, that whole other area, all the other expenses can come up to another $10,000 to $15,000. So now we're talking about almost $30,000 or more for, I hate to say it, one night. And that's not something that, even though this was my fiance decided to let me have the wedding of my dreams, we still are trying to do this in a budget and making this feasible for both of us. We wanted to enjoy the night and have it to be a night to remember, because our goal is to only do this big shebang once. Like, this is going to be the biggest party of our lives, and it is a time to celebrate, but we still have goals. We still want to buy a house. We still have family planning that we have to do, which is another video on itself, because we do have fertility issues. So we don't know how much we're going to have to spend on that. We have business expenses. So like a host of different things that we still have to do. So $16,000 on just the actual ceremony and reception was not going to fit it for us. And as much as I love this venue, it just wasn't feasible. I wasn't sad about it. I think I did have a little crying moment because I really liked it. And I'm one of the people, like, I'm a planner by nature. I like to get things done. So when I saw this venue, I was like, oh my God, it's like perfect. The hotel is right next to it. We don't have to worry about a bunch of transportation, because that was another thing. We would have to have transportation if we wanted to take off-site photos, but we could take a lot of photos on-site as well. So at the end of the day, we were unsure on what the direction we were going to go after it was all said and done. I think they gave me the information maybe 3 business days after we saw the venue, which was a Saturday. So maybe by that Tuesday or Wednesday, we had our quote. And if not that weekend, by that following weekend, I had an answer, and I told her we were unsure in the direction that we wanted to go at the moment. We were still calculating the numbers, and at that moment, I wasn't ready to say no 100%, but I knew we could not commit and put that down payment on it. We had the money to put a down payment on it, or a deposit rather, but it didn't sit well with me to do that without trying to find different avenues. So with that being said, we decided not to go with Riverfront Events. And again, no shade to this company. They got to make their monies, they make their coin, and it's well worth it. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. I have yet to hear a bad thing. I mean, I haven't heard from everybody who went or had an event there, whether it's a wedding or a corporate event or a baby shower, whatever it is. I haven't heard anything bad, but I'm sure there's some people who may have an ill experience with them. But for me, I have nothing ill to say about it. It's just that it wasn't in their budget, and you have an X amount that you are willing to spend, and then in your mind you're like, okay, but let's have some wiggle room. So let's say your budget is, I don't know, I'm gonna go on the lower end. Let's say your budget is $15,000, but in your mind, things can go over. So you'll say between $15,000 and $18,000 is where your max is. You want to stay at 15, but if little things come up, you may have 18,000 to spend. Does that make sense? So that's where we're at. We're like $16,000 for everything isn't bad if we didn't have all the other things that we needed to do, like our outfits and bridesmaids gifts and groomsmen's gifts and transportation and, like I said, lodging and like our honeymoon and all the things that come up with that. So yeah, it was very sobering. It had me hit the pavement yet again. I think I took a beat for maybe a week or two to kind of refocus where we wanted to go and what we wanted to do. And after that, we decided to look at other venues and on to go to see the wedding venue. For you guys looking at it is wedding venue number 2 you guys are seeing, but actually wedding venue number 3. So in the next video, I will be showing you that event space and letting you know how that all went down. And then from there, I will be a follow-up on if we chose that venue. So thank you so much for watching this video. I know this was a bit of a longer one. Hopefully I'm able to cut it down and you can kind of get a gist of what I'm saying. Let me know your wedding planning ups and downs throughout this. So yeah, like I said, no shade to this event space. I loved it. If I had the money, it would have been a done deal. Oh yeah, I did say it was one other thing that I didn't really care. So the only other thing I didn't really like about the event space was that it didn't have a separate room for the bridal party to go to after the ceremony. Some event spaces, they have a room to the side where the wedding party can go after the event to have their, after pictures, sit down and kind of get their stuff together, enjoy their cocktail hour amongst themselves. That was one other thing I didn't like. It wasn't too many things I didn't really care for, but all in all, it was a great experience to see the space. Like I said, if I had the money, I probably would have booked it, but I think as you guys will see this journey, I picked a great space to have our wedding. I did finally pick a spot. In the upcoming videos, you will see me see another event space or two, and then throwing a curveball at you guys. So just stay on this ride on the road to me getting married. I'm super excited still, and I'm excited to share the rest of this journey with you all. So with that being said, I'm gonna stop rambling. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, let me know how your wedding planning has been, ups and downs, good or bad. If you are, have you booked your venue, and where you're going on for your honeymoon. I'm interested to hear that as well. So I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure you take time out today and every day to find your joy. Love you all. Peace.